We came back in 1995. Well, we would come back for visits, in the years prior to that, 92, and then again in 94 for long visits.
Yeah.
But we moved back in 1995, which was an incredibly tumultuous year. You got divorced. You were 40. You're coming back to South Africa with 3 kids, 3 girl children. I remember you going for a job interview, applying for a job with Coral Brick. And you'd been working in public housing and development in the US for years, And this man tells you that you can't work within this sector, you can't work within construction. The men, your subordinates, won't respect you because you're a woman. This job needs a man.
It wasn't really a shock, because all those the cultural, traditional, gender dynamics of South Africa were always there. But because, you see, I grew, like I say, my own gender awareness, I grew up with, I created it myself, for myself, when from the books I was reading, or from the relationships around me, I always told myself, I'm not going to be a part of that. I'm not going to be treated like that. So it has always been in my orientation as a person,
But to be this activist and be idealistic about the society that you're fighting for, and then come back and have the society say, bah, this is who we are, we're not interested in changing, we're not interested in your politics actually. This is what we are about.
Yeah. I sort of told myself that I will be here, but I will not be of them. And that's how my life I've led. And that's how you guys turned out to be who you are in your vocations and I don't know, you will tell me how the way I lived my life and the decisions that I've made, how they shaped you,
In a huge
I've
way.
always been a loner, how I was criticized by my ex-mother-in-law, and my family. Everybody was criticizing me for the decisions that I had made.
Yeah, you were
And I
ostracized
never,
because you
I was
chose to get
ostracized
divorced.
because
Yeah.
I opted to get divorced. And, it's like the only support, the only support I got was from my father.
I remember.
My father was always there holding my hand and telling me that you don't deserve this, you don't, being very supportive, And my father drove all the way from Soweto, drove you to Sacred Heart and
Every
picked you
single
up,
morning and picked us up.
Yeah,
It was a labor of
and
love.
it was a labor of love. And I decided, and he was, he would say, while I was still applying for jobs, he would say to me, let's look around and look at the suburbs around. Let's look at houses that are for sale in those areas. So you take your mind off your problems, so that when you get a job, you can get a place near there, just get a feel of what's happening.
And hence we ended up in Yeovil.
In Yeovil.
It was so diverse. There were activists, there were artists, there were foreigners from other parts of Africa. It was close to school, so Tepo and I could walk to school, but you could also take public transport and go to the department in town. It was, for where we were at the time, it was perfect.
And also, I would like to thank the women who really, when they heard my story, that I was this woman who was going through a divorce, and I was alone with my kids, things in storage, what. And from the agent that helped me find a house, from the women at the bank who were supportive, in getting me, everybody around there, were women who were supporting me, in getting myself situated. Hence, I arrived here in August of 1995, and by March I got a job in January of 1996. February 1st, I started the job. By March, 15th, I was moving into a house.